Sometimes the people with the most caring of hearts can be the most vulnerable and easily manipulated when they are at their lowest, and this month's character for Xenoblade Profiles falls under this description. She is the sister of Matthew, great-granddaughter of the original Noah and Mio, great-great-granddaughter of Rex and Nia, and founder of House Doyle. This is the story of Nael. Designed by Masatsugu Saito, and voiced by Akira Kito and Ellie Kendrick, Nael, or Neru in Japan, is an original character for Xenoblade 3's DLC Future Redeemed. She is of Agnian ancestry, displaying Flesh Eater and Gormati traits identical to Mio's. She has white hair and skin, yellow eyes, and a blue diamond-shaped core crystal with a red tint on her chest. She wears a white tank top with a diamond cutout above her chest that exposes the core crystal. On top of the tank top, she wears a black belly covering high-cut pants, and wears black high-leg boots with green stripes and black fingerless gloves. She also wears a large dark tan jacket that she keeps unbuttoned. While being used as Alpha's avatar, Nael wears a form-fitting bodysuit that is white on the torso, shoulders, and hips, and black on the forearms and lower legs. The suit also has red and white lines above the wrists, below the knees, and on the torso. On both sides of her neck, there are two red circular shapes that end in triangular points. Lastly, there is a ring-like structure on her hips. In addition to the bodysuit, Nael initially wears a white domino mask with red and black highlights around the eyes. Her class is the War Mage, an Agnian attacker class. She uses the Ether Accelerator as her blade. In terms of personality, in contrast to her brother Matthew, who wanted to free all of Ionios from Mobius control, Nael believed all the city people had to do was to live away from the fighting and does not care for the lives of the other people from Kevis and Agnes, even going so far as denouncing them as things initially. Despite this, she maintains a kind heart, being respectful towards her family and entertaining and playing with the children from the city, though she would grow to be more cynical towards living in Ionios after Kevis soldiers massacred those who were establishing a new city settlement. 15 years prior to the events of Future Redeemed, Nael's parents were killed during an attack from Mobius, and from that point forward, Nael and her brother Matthew were raised in the city by their grandfather Gondor, who trained them to use the power of Ouroboros. She and her brother would help out with gathering supplies for the city throughout their time living there, with Nael watching over and entertaining the children of the city. One day, she and Matthew would find the remains of a village where her friend Kyra and her family were going to create a second city. Seeing the destruction and the loss of her friend, Nael would go into a rage when the Keves soldiers responsible for the destruction showed up, and proceeded to kill them. This moment would show Nael grow to dislike taking in soldiers of Kevis and Agnes back to the city, leading to an argument with her brother, admitting to Matthew that she was barely holding onto her sanity, calling him out on how he had yet to make his dreams of worldwide peace a reality, and wanting nothing more but to leave Ionios and live happily elsewhere. These events, along with a Mobius attack on the city, led by Council N, would leave Nael vulnerable to be manipulated by Future Redeemed's lead villain Alpha, who would make Nael his avatar primarily due to Nael's Agnian heritage, emotional vulnerability, and desires of wanting to leave Ionios. Following the original city's destruction, Alpha would have Nael round up the survivors and send them to the Ark within Origin, but Nael's love for her brother would prevent Alpha from following through with his plans of creating a new world, resulting with the two searching for Matthew. Ultimately, this search would lead to a brief battle with Matthew and later Council N before retreating to Origin. When the party of heroes entered a memory space within Origin, which showed Klaus's original world of Earth, it is shown that Nael had fully given into her delusions, playing with holographic replicas of the city children, and ignoring a nearby radio feed, oblivious to the widespread strife in the world. It wouldn't be until Alpha's conscience, showing Nael what Alpha's proposed new world would ultimately become if his plan succeeded, along with her brother telling her that she would be no different from Mobius if she continued to view the lives of Kevis and Agnes as things unworthy of life, and that those people could live like the people of the city if they were only allowed to choose it. This would ultimately be the push that Nael needed to listen to reason, but not before Alpha regained control of her and engaged the heroes in battle. It would only be from the assistance from Council N that would free Nael from Alpha's clutches, and in a final effort, N would grant Matthew the powers of his Sword of the End, combined it with his Ouroboros Knuckles, granting the party the true power of Ouroboros, resulting in Alpha's demise. Sometime during the reconstruction of the city, Niall would have a tearful farewell with Matthew as he set out on a journey by himself, but promised her that he would come home once he found some friends, with Niall telling him to come back safe as he departed. While Matthew never did return, Niall would go on to become the founder of House Doyle, with a statue of her in the Memorial Hall with it stating, "In memory of the founder of House Doyle, in the city's liberatrix," directly descending from those who established the first original city. Her whereabouts were lost after N's ravaging of the city of old, but upon encountering the other founders, she committed herself fully to the fight. This founder is said to have a familial relation to the founder of Van Damme, with scanned extant records suggesting that they were likely brother and sister. She fought alongside the founder of Van Damme then, who was the elder of the two, and brought the power of Ouroboros to completion. Said to have been bright and wise, this founder laid the cornerstones for much of the city's governance and legal systems. All descendants of House Doyle wear an eye patch adorned with the house's pattern when adventuring outside the city. The emblem depicts the Ether Accelerator. After the defeat of Mobius nearly 1,000 years later, it is implied that Niall would be reborn in the new world, one that hopefully will be kinder than the one she lived in before. Interesting facts. While a playable character during the end of Chapter 4 and during the second phase of the final boss battle, after beating the game, Niall apparently becomes a member of the party but cannot be controlled, similar to the hero characters in the main game of Xenoblade 3, making her unique compared to all other past main characters in the series, who join the party and are playable. Niall's name may be a reference to Niall Tamuk, Ham's wife, the son of Noah in the book of Genesis from the Bible, where she survives the flood aboard Noah's Ark. During the flashback scene at the start of Chapter 2, the city children request that Niall play songs on the piano for them. The songs mentioned are Garu Plain, a musical theme from Xenoblade Chronicles, and Tomorrow With You and Bringer of Chaos Ultima, which are musical themes from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Niall is the only non-human character within the series to be used as an avatar for another being. The other characters used as an avatar are Shulk and Fiora, who are Homs. Finally, Niall bears a resemblance to early concept art for Nia from Xenoblade 2. And that is the story of Niall. What do you think of Niall and her role and inclusion in the series? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.
This is what I've been waiting for. I'll give you a right pummeling.
Oh, someone's gotten miffed, eh?